Today, I'm on the Legion map for, ending on the 11th of October. Sorry, January. And I'm with a bunch of random people, so yeah, say hi to them. If you know why I'm here, you know why I'm here. Literally just here to grind out some of the logbooks. I think I have one more round to do of the Summoner boss before I claim that logbook, because I need to kill them 20 times, and Legion has it 4 times, and I've done it of the amount of time that I require. However, I'm specifically on this map not to talk about that. That'll be a separate video, probably released already. I'm here to talk about the mystery enemies that spawn here. Now, because this is technically Legacy Fallen mode, Legion and Challenge maps use the Legacy Fallen mode, abnormal spawn here. Now, as per the Legacy Fallen mode, mysteries, they appear on wave 16. Most maps, they have it replaced with breakers for the enemy's beta, but here, on Gilded Path specifically, they are mystery enemies. However, you'll notice, very briefly, that they turn into normals. So as you can see here, normals. So, this is the only time, or one of the few times, where normals can appear alongside the abnormal. And you may wonder, what is the normal doing in Fallen mode, effectively? Well, it's kind of a thing, right? So, the mystery technically shouldn't be here. Like, yeah, Legion's a bit outdated. Yeah, this should be the breaker, obviously. Tower Defense simulated its whole transition from away from mysteries because everyone hated them to breakers, which I find more annoying than mysteries, I can't lie. But in this game mode, at least, having them turn into abnormal bosses, or anything for that matter, would be really annoying. But here, they have bloated and 50% defense when they die, which is really unusual, but yeah, fair. So you may question, why are the mysteries only turning into normals? They don't turn into anything else, and why bloated and 50%? So I think that's just something to do with the default settings in, what's this game mode? Juggernaut. I meant Juggernaut. Did I say, I accidentally have said Legion for this. No, it's Juggernaut. It's Juggernaut. However, it appears that all enemies have 50% defense, and every enemy has the bloated modifier, apart from the Fallen King. Interestingly, even though the abnormal quick heavies, they have the tank modifier, the normal enemy doesn't. So here you can see it has the tank modifier. The normals that spawn from mysteries do not have that. Now, unlike Legacy Fallen mode as well, the mysteries don't actually learn to spawn in Fallens after the Fallen wave. So as you can see here, they're not spawning into Fallens, they're spawning into still normals. And for the duration of this game, they will only spawn normals. Now, this is unusual because the mysteries in the Fallen mode, and in fact in Hardcore mode as well, they, quote, learn to spawn enemies after their debut wave on wave 15. So, for example, the mysteries will eventually know how to spawn the error by wave 36 in Legacy Fallen mode. However, it's not the case here, where the mysteries will always spawn normals no matter what wave. Even if it's wave 1, if you somehow spawn it in, it will always be the normal. That is because technically the mysteries are running off the legacy code, therefore it needs the legacy enemies, not the current enemies. Now this does stimulate from the weirdness of the Juggernaut map. So you can see that it doesn't have the enemy's beta modifier, and some of the enemies are in fact the modern version. So for example, the Fallen is the modern version, but say the Dark Necromancer and the Giant Boss aren't the modern versions. This is because they don't actually have a modern version, so they're the legacy versions. The mystery doesn't have a modern version as well. The breakers aren't the same name. It has to be the same name enemy. So the Fallen King is replaced by the Fallen King in the modern version, not the version that's seen in the legacy version, because it's not, even though it appears in hardcore mode, I know that. And I think that somehow messes up the code for the mystery spawn list, because it's only based on the legacy versions, and because there are no legacy enemies here, it therefore means that it only spawns normals, because normals are the default parameter for the mysteries, even if it's wave 0. Actually, I don't know what happens if it spawns on wave 0. I think if it spawns on wave 0, then it will always spawn a normal, no matter what the game mode is, even if it's Fallen, where it should be spawning abnormals. No, it's always a normal. After wave 1, it will learn to spawn the abnormal. But here, because there is no legacy abnormal to spawn from, therefore, the mysteries only spawn the normals. All the enemies that the mysteries can spawn have a modern version. Apart from the error, for some reason, mysteries still can't spawn the error, even though the error is still the legacy version that's seen here. So I can't explain why that one's the case, why that's just like still there, but you know, fair enough. Now, this only applies to Gilded Path because this is the only map within the Juggernaut pool that doesn't have enemies beta. All other maps have enemies beta, so the mystery is replaced with the breakers. Do you know what's even more amusing? The mystery bosses, they don't actually spawn into any enemy here. So you can see they don't spawn into the hidden boss, the giant boss, nor any of the bosses that it's meant to spawn in. So therefore, the mystery bosses here, they don't have an ability. They just die and then nothing happens to them. So that is really, really odd. Now, this isn't to say that some enemies don't work here. So for example, the summoner boss can actually spawn in the mysteries and the mystery bosses that it's meant to. It's just that for some reason, the mysteries and the mystery bosses are broken. Boomer. Yes, I finally got the Boomer logbook. Yeah, I'm just doing this to grind out logbooks. Oh, Corrupted Fallen. How did I get the Corrupted Fallen after the Fallen King died? Huh, that makes no sense. Okay, so I just got the Templar. Where's my Summoner Boss logbook? Come on. Finally. Finally, the Summoner Boss logbook. Wow. Now, it is the case that for the Mystery Boss, for some reason, in Hardcore and Nuclear game modes, so the Nuclear being Polluted Wastelands 2, the only two appearances for the Mystery Boss, they only spawn in nothing. They don't spawn in anything, and there is no reason why for this. We don't know why. So in Hardcore, the only maps I think that the Mystery Boss can appear in is Wrecked Battlefield, because that's the only one without enemies beta. Oh, and Cyber City, and Nether, Night Station, Space City, Wrecked Battlefield 2 for some reason, and Nether. So actually, the Mystery Boss can appear in multiple game modes, but for some reason, it just doesn't spawn in any enemies. The mystery, on the other hand, that's weird. It does work in Hardcore mode, and apparently in Nuclear mode, it also works. Now, in Legion, the mystery and the mystery bosses can appear through the Summoner Boss only. So I believe if the breakers here, they are actually breakers. So yeah, the mysteries can appear in Legion, but it's really rare because you need to get the Summoner Boss to do it. And the Summoner Boss only appears from Wave 36 onwards, and there are only 2 maps in the map pool for Legion, Winter Stronghold and Infernal Abyss, and both of them have enemies beta. So, yeah. Yeah. So actually, this means the mysteries can only appear in 3 ways. The Juggernaut Challenge, Polluted Wastelands 2, and Hardcore mode. In Juggernaut, the mysteries are broken, but they work in Polluted Wastelands 2 and in Hardcore mode. But the mystery bosses are just completely broken. Now, you can apply the Legion Challenge to maps without enemies beta, and apparently the Summoner Boss will spawn in the mysteries. So the mysteries, they're set to spawn in the Legacy Fallen mode enemies, but they're not coded for the new Fallen mode enemies. Therefore, it just breaks in Juggernaut and all other challenges which do not enable enemies beta by default, which are apparently only Legion and Juggernaut. But because Hardcore mode is still technically on the Legacy version and Nuclear Polluted Wastelands 2 is still using the Legacy Fallen mode waves, therefore, the mysteries are from there. The mysteries can spawn that. The mystery bosses, they're a whole nother beast. We don't know why that's broken. So yeah. These 2 enemies aren't the only ones that are broken. So Menton mentions the radioactive slime. That's currently broken as well. It's meant to spawn in the goo, but it doesn't because it's broken. So actually, you can't get the goo logbook. But yeah, that's the weird mysteries. Yeah, they're still in the game. It's just good luck trying to find them naturally.